Hey guys, Sam Visnick here from Release Muscle Therapy. Today we're going to take a look at a new little gadget, which is from Achedaway, the mini scraper. So stay tuned. I'm going to open it up and show you how it works. Now, first and foremost, I want to give a nice shout out to Achedaway. Company is very nice to send me lots of new gizmos. Previously, we had talked about the Achedaway scraper, the large one, and this is the first heated scraper that was on the market. So if you haven't checked out that review, you're interested in this one, go ahead and go for it. Major benefits out of this thing: it is way bigger, so the surface, you can put two hands on it and do lots of scraping based techniques. But they had just come out with this mini version of that same type of scraper. So it's much smaller, much more concentrated, and we'll talk a few moments here about what we might use it for. So opening up comes in a nice little box here. So I'm just gonna pop it open and show you basically what you see. So inside we get a little instruction manual. These aren't terribly complicated to use. I'll walk you through basically what I do with these things, but that is the tool. So if we look at the size or the length of it, you know, I'm 6'3". If you can look at the length of my hand, so it's about the length of my hand there, right? So it's fairly sizable, okay? So it's not too small. One of the things that drives me nuts is when the tools are too little and I have to like use my fingers like that to use it. It comes with a pouch. They always give you good stuff inside, and then you have a charger, which is USB. Now, you don't get the plug, so you have to use your own plug with this, but the cord is included, okay? So if you're not into scraping techniques, you should take a look at them. They are useful clinically with individuals dealing with soft tissue restrictions and so forth. And you're going to see that out there when it comes to using scraping tools, there's a variety of different types of metal components on them, or edges. So the edges on the Achedaway are a little smoother, okay, meaning more rounded like this. They're not very sharp, so there's not like a lot of friction on the skin when you're using it. And that's because the application on this one's going to be a little bit different from some of those scrapers which have more of an abrasive surface, because the outcome on that is to grab or agitate the skin, okay? So you won't be getting that effect with this tool. So it is a heated scraper, so what happens is when you push this button here, it will actually heat up the blade. Now, what I started to realize, it was one of those things where I didn't know how much something would be useful to have, because I wasn't even aware it was possible until I used that other Achedaway blade, which I really, really like. One of the challenges as a therapist is you spend a lot of time doing a lot of warming up of the tissues, trying to bring heat to the area. A lot of that provides a tremendous amount of benefit during the soft tissue therapy process. So I was always trying to find a very simple heat wand. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's not a lot of heat wands that are available that I could just heat up a localized area without just gliding over it a million times just to flush blood and warmth into an area. So having a little heated scraper actually was very useful, because I could get that neuromodulation of just gliding over that area repetitively while the heat was actually warming up the area. So very, very cool. So when you push this button down and you hold it, there's about 3 settings. It is in Celsius. So 40 degrees, you push it again, you go 45 degrees, and then the last one you get up to 50 degrees. So it gets quite warm. So in the indication or the recommendations, it's not to stay in one area for too long, because it can get quite hot. And of course, your tolerance to that depends on the area that you're working. So once we heat it up a good amount, this application and where we would use this, of course, you can use it on any body part. But in particular, I'm going to see that there's a tremendous amount of value on this for areas such as the cervical spine and those smaller to reach areas where that larger tool is harder to manage, which is, for example, in the hands, around the wrists, forearms, etc. But again, certainly you can use it anywhere. So when we use this type of scraper, especially with the heat, and let's say on the cervical spine here, we would initiate our glide somewhere, let's say toward the top, and we would go nice and slow, just gliding down the neck, and just glides for approximately 30 seconds. Of course, you could go much longer than that, but that heat is quite warm. I've got it on the highest setting right there, and I've already utilized this scraper, the other one anyway, so it will get nice and warm here over the course of about a minute or so, and then when you put your hand on it, it's definitely hot to the touch. So I think those of you in particular that are dealing with cervical spine issues will find that this thing is not heavy at all. It's very easy to manage and to get into those small spaces in there. Now, I've used their other products. The batteries last for quite a long time. So for example, I've used that other scraper throughout the entire course of a day, 8 hours of seeing clients. And usually I think it might even take a couple of days before I have to recharge the battery. So really, really good. I've been very happy with their products. I think they're doing a great job with designing them. The grips are nice, you know, the application surfaces and everything else. So if you want to grab this mini scraper here, I'll put a link down below so you can get access to it, but it literally just came out. So take a look at it, and if you're interested, pick one up and let me know about your successes with it. Any other questions, feel free to add them below the video, and of course subscribe to the channel for future review videos on these types of awesome massage products. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.